Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. I thought maybe today we could do a little bit of flow. But while we're doing our flow today, we want to focus on being grounded and also being present in the moment. And what this means is always being aware of all the sensations that are occurring in our body and to really pay attention, focusing on our breath, just feeling those sensations, being aware of them, then bringing our focus to our breath throughout each of our poses. So getting into a nice relaxed position, just allow yourself to, however that position is for you, allow yourself just kind of get situated. Maybe you need to make an adjustments on how you're sitting. And then lengthening your back, almost like you feel that little thread at the top of your head just pulling you up. Feel the lengthen in your back. The back of your head in line with your tailbone. Shoulders relaxed over your hips. Bringing your hands to your knees or your thighs. Maybe palms up, or if it feels good, palms down, depending on what feels best for you today. And then slowly just bringing your focus inward. Be aware of your breath, your natural breathing. Feel the breath flow through your body. And then slowly increasing that breath. Maybe as you inhale, count to 4 with a nice full breath. And then exhale to the count to 4, or maybe even a little bit longer, just releasing all of that breath. As you inhale, feel your belly rise. Feel the breath coming up, working up into your chest. As you exhale, feel it flowing out. Stomach comes in, that belly comes in. Feel like with each exhale, feel yourself more grounded with the floor, or with your mat, or wherever you happen to be at this moment. This is the breath you want to maintain through the practice. And slowly opening your eyes, bring your hands to the outside of your body. As you inhale, lifting your arms up, palms together, and exhale, bringing them to heart center. Allow your hands to come down to the floor. And then looking straight ahead, slowly walk yourself forward until you feel that stretch in your lower back. Once you feel that, bring your gaze down to the floor. You don't need to go very far to be able to feel that stretch. And again, focusing on the sensations right now. Where do you feel this in your body? Making sure you don't feel any pain. If you do, come out of it completely or go into a more relaxed version. Maybe you don't want to go down as low. Yoga is non-harming, so throughout our practice, it's important to really pay attention to our body. And then slowly walking back up. This time bringing your hands behind you, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up that chest. Just allow yourself to just lift your chest up to almost like you're looking at the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. And release, coming back to center. From here, work your way down to all fours. A little bit of cat-cow stretches. Knees underneath your hips. Wrists underneath your shoulders, fingers spread wide, and just gripping so you feel the mat underneath your fingers and your palm all over your hands, distributing that weight. And then allowing your belly to drop as you inhale, lifting your gaze forward. Exhale, drop the tailbone, arching the back, let your head hang into cat. Inhale, dropping that belly again, coming into cow. Exhale to cat. And inhale to cow. And then coming back to that neutral back. Curl your toes under and lift your hips into the air into down dog. Pushing those hips up, feeling your head between your biceps. If your arms are kind of bent, just kind of do a little exercise, round them out, and then push up. Lift your right leg into the air, keeping your hips facing forward. Bend the knee. Bring your gaze to the front of the mat and let that right foot come right in between your hands, dropping onto the floor in between them. Now from here, let yourself feel grounded. Maybe you want to move that back foot a little bit to kind of give yourself some stability. Once you feel grounded or stable, lift yourself up into a high lunge. Arms coming up into crescent. And then turning that foot on the back foot to the outside of the mat. Coming into a warrior two position. Paying attention to where your knee is. It should be right above that ankle, not ahead of it. Bring your arms out. Your gaze on those front fingers. I really want you to feel the sensations in your legs while doing this pose. Pushing that right thigh or that front thigh, if I can talk today, out. Just feeling that stretch there on your inner thigh. At the same time, and believe it or not, I just learned this. At the same time, just feel the opening, pushing out on that back thigh as well. Almost like you're trying to spread your hips. You really feel your glutes activated, and you'll feel it wrapping around into your inner thighs. And then bringing your arms out again. I am shedding. Your gaze on those front fingers. Turn your palms up, lifting them into the air. Exhale, coming back to warrior two, palms down. Inhale into the air again, straight up arms. Exhale to warrior two. One more time, inhale up. And exhale to warrior two. Let your left hand drop onto your thigh. Turn your right palm up, lifting up into exalted. Again, being aware of the sensations that are occurring. Do you still feel that on both your thighs? Bring your focus to your breath. And then slowly coming back. This time, bending that right forearm, resting it onto your thigh. Lift your left arm into the air. Maybe slowly over your head, almost like you're building this slide down the left side of your body. You'll feel the opening of that left side as you do this. And as you breathe, you'll feel that breath moving through that side. And coming back to warrior two. Turn the right foot facing the outside of the mat, straightening both your legs. Let yourself come down, maybe your hands at your hip. Let yourself bend right at the hip, flat back, parallel with the floor. Just breathe into this. And then bring your hands down to the mat. Slowly bend that left knee this time, walking your hands over, coming into a little side squat. Really feeling the stretch here in this right leg. Maybe you want to try a little balance here, bringing your hands into prayer pose. If you want to go a little deeper, you can bound yourself, wrapping your left arm around that leg, your right arm behind your back, linking your hands together. Doing what feels best for you. Bring your hands back to the mat. This time slowly turning over to your left, so your left foot is in front, bringing yourself into a low lunge. Letting that back knee just rest onto the floor. Right hand on the inside of that left foot. Lift your left hand into the air, twisting to the left. And then bring your hand back down, hands framing that front foot. Curl that back toe under and bring yourself into a high plank. So drawing that left foot back. If you want to go directly into down dog, please feel free. Or if you want to take a couple breaths in high plank. And then go into down dog. This time lifting that left leg in the air, hips facing forward. Bend that knee. Bring your gaze to the front of your mat or the back of your mat you're facing now. And then draw that foot right in between your hands. Take the time to feel grounded, feel stable. And when you do, slowly lifting yourself up into that high lunge. Lift your arms up into crescent. Being aware of what is occurring in your body right now. Where do you feel this? Do you feel it in that front quad on your right leg? Are you feeling it on your left leg? And then slowly bringing your hands down, turn that right leg so it faces the outside of the mat, coming into that warrior two pose again. Your gaze on those front fingers. Again, pushing out. This time your left thigh. Checking that knee, making sure it's over the ankle. And then pushing out that right thigh as well. Just feeling the opening here. Feeling that stretch wrapping around you. Arms into warrior two position. Palms up, lifting them up. Keeping your lower body as is. Lift them up as you inhale. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Back to warrior two. Let your right hand come resting on your right thigh. Turn your left palm up, lifting into exalted. Just feel that opening on the right side. Feel the breath coming through. Coming back to warrior two. This time bending that left forearm, letting it rest onto your left thigh. Lifting your right arm up and over. Feeling the slide on your right side this time. And the breath flowing through that side. Try not to keep your ear, or try to keep your ears above your shoulder. Don't let them sink down into your shoulder. Remember to focus now on that breath. Slowly lifting back into Warrior Two position. Straighten that left leg, coming facing both outside of your mat, both feet. Hands on your hips, slowly bending forward again, half fold. So your back is parallel with the floor. And then letting your hands come down to the floor, slowly walking them over to your right, bending that right knee, coming into that side squat now. Again, how deep you go is depending on what feels best for you. Being aware of how it feels, where are you feeling it, making sure you're not feeling any pain at all. Just feeling the stretch here on that inner thigh of your left leg. Again, if you'd like to try a little balance, or maybe you want to try a bind. And bringing your hands back to the floor if they're not already, slowly turning yourself to the front of the mat, turning your feet as you go. Coming into that lunge, let your back knee rest onto the mat. Left hand on the inside of that right foot, lift your right hand into the air. Figure out my right and left, I'll be doing good here. Allow that right hand to come down to the floor. Curl those back toes under. Lift your knee off the mat. This time, bring that back foot up to meet with your front foot. Knees bent. Let your belly just rest on the knees. Bring your hands front. Let your, if I can talk, your wrists or your hands grab onto opposite elbows. Apparently I can't speak today. And just let yourself dangle here. Just feel the release in that lower back. Remember to focus on that breath. Being aware of the sensation, but bringing your focus back to the breath. Lift yourself up till your back is parallel with the floor. Your hands are on your shin, half fold. Lower yourself back to a forward fold, palms up, and rise up into a standing position. Bringing your hands into that crescent position where they're just straight up in the air. From here, just lifting your chest up, keeping your neck neutral as you do, just a nice gentle back bend. Bring your palms together, come down to heart center. Let yourself lower, almost like you're going to sit in a chair, but you don't. Just kind of stick out that bottom. Feel your weight distributed between your feet, the balls of your feet, and the heel. Sometimes we tend to kind of reach back onto the heel, or we're too far forward. And we want to be balanced. So once you feel that you kind of feel your weight on your entire foot, you can keep your hands at prayer pose if you would like. You'll really feel this here, your quads, you'll feel it in the back, and your hamstrings, your quads will be, or your glutes will be activated. And then release, letting yourself come down into that forward fold. And then bringing yourself back into that down dog. And then slowly letting yourself come onto your stomach. Resting. Tops of your feet to the mat. Bring your arms out onto the floor ahead of you. Bend your left knee. And bring your left hand back, grabbing onto that foot if you can, or even just reaching back that way is fine. Releasing, coming back in position, hands up in front of you. This time bending the right knee, bring your right hand back, grabbing onto that foot or reaching for it. And coming back, lying on your stomach. Bend both your knees, this time taking both your hands, reaching back. And if you want, grabbing onto those feet, pulling them in. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can pull up, lifting your chest, lifting your thighs off the floor as you do. Pulling on those feet, giving them that lift. And lower back down. Bring your hands down to the mat beside your chest. And lifting yourself up, come into child's pose, resting yourself over your thighs. Rest your forehead onto the mat. And slowly walking your hands back, bringing yourself into you're sitting on your calves. Let your hands come behind your back. Just kind of interlace those fingers, and again, just pulling back. Feel that chest opening. Feel your shoulder blades just kind of coming towards each other. And from here, let yourself come onto your back. Your knees in the air, your feet close to your body, your arms lying beside you, palms down. Let your shoulders just kind of open up, relaxing against the mat. Feel them melting into the mat. And then slowly tilting that pelvis, lifting one vertebrae at a time as you come into bridge pose. Again, pushing those shoulder blades into the mat. Feel wherever you feel it. Sometimes we tend to clench up in our upper buttock area. Try to release that and try to feel it in your hamstring and in your lower glutes. A little bit different feeling. It actually makes you kind of concentrate a little more on that area, to acknowledge where you feel it, to pay attention to the sensations that are occurring. And then breathe. And then slowly lowering back down to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Let your feet come back down to the mat. This time, bring the soles of your feet together, letting your knees go wide. Your hands can rest out a little ways from your body. Again, opening up those shoulders. Palms up. Just Giving our back a little break. Nice relaxed pose. From here, let your legs go wide, releasing, letting your feet dangle off to the side. Maybe they're at the edge, outside edges of the mat. Coming into a perfect position for Shavasana. Maybe you want to have a blanket on you, or maybe a little blanket underneath your head, or bolsters under your knees. Doing what feels best for you right now. Taking that time. And closing your eyes. Giving yourself a little time here to just relax. Feel the sensations that are occurring throughout your body. How do you feel? Where do you feel it? Slowly bring your breath back to that natural breathing. Feel your legs relax, your feet just kind of flop over to the side. Your lower back just melting into the mat. Feel your shoulders release. Gravity taking hold, sinking into the mat. Letting your neck relax. Paying attention to your facial muscles. Are you clenching your teeth? Are you clenching your jaw closed? Allow the facial muscles to release, to relax. Feel your arms just sinking into the ground. Take some time before moving on with your day. Take some time for you, being present, being aware. But relaxed. And again, I thank you for joining me. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And until our next video, namaste.